morning. Good morning. Isn't it beautiful out? Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Pam Schumann. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm serving as your worship associate this morning. I'm joined by our worship leader, Reverend Chris Rothbauer, whose pronouns are they, their, and them. We're excited to welcome you to our worship service this morning. We're so glad to have you with us today, whether you're joining us in person or virtually, whether you're here for the first time or whether you've been here for longer than you can remember. Here at Horizon, we welcome people of all faiths and of no faith in particular. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome among us. Please be our guest after the service for coffee and conversation. Actually, today we're having a potluck, so please join us for the potluck. You can join the line into the kitchen to get your plate and then go into our fellowship hall. And it doesn't matter whether you brought anything or not. You're still welcome. We always have plenty. As a community, we also welcome the sharing of joys and sorrows and concerns. And you're welcome to fill out a joys and sorrows slip, which is on the table when you came in near the Welcome Center, in the packets on the back of the chairs, and here on the joys and sorrow table. You are also welcome to light a candle if you choose. This can be done at any time during the service, or before the service or in service from the beginning through the offertory. As we prepare for our service this morning, please take a moment to set your cell phone and any other electronic devices to worship mode.
Our call to worship this morning is from Margaret A. Kipe. As surely as we belong to the universe, we belong together. We join here to transcend the isolated self, to reconnect, to know ourselves at home, to be at home, here on earth, under the stars, linked with each other.
Our chalice lighting this morning is from Sherry Woodbury. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace. Light of love, alive in all creatures. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. And now please join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, number 175 in the gray hymnal, We Celebrate the Web of Life.
There are just so many ways that you can make a tangible difference in our local community. And you know, some of those ways are bringing shelf-stable items or personal care products for the MetroCrest Pantry. They can be dropped off before or after the service in the basket here and in the lobby. There's also the little free pantry out in our parking lot that needs a couple of things for passersby that are maybe experiencing some problems in their lives. And then last of all, our sacred reproductive justice class is for one more week collecting things like menstrual care products, things that a person would need when they have their periods or when they're about to give birth, and those also can be dropped off in the lobby. So I'm going to be talking to you from up here today because we're going to be doing something in our seats. So in today's world, things can feel kind of scary right now and very stressful. We hear about problems on the news, maybe you're having problems at school, and sometimes we just feel overwhelmed, right? And that's why finding time to find joy in the earth by spending time in nature is more important than ever. Nature can help us feel better, both in our minds and in our bodies and our souls. And so some of the things we could do, you could go outside and take a walk in the park, sit under a tree, listen to birds sing. And when that happens, our brains relax. We feel calmer and more peaceful. And nature gives our minds a break from the worries, the noise, and our screens. And just looking at flowers, the sky, trees, just something in our immediate vicinity can just make us feel happier. It's like nature just gives us a little jolt of happiness. And it also helps our bodies, and I'm sure you understand, by walking, running, climbing rocks, makes us feel stronger and healthier too. And of course, if you're out in the country, breathing in that fresh air, or just getting out of your house, and sunshine, of course, gives us vitamin D to help keep us in a good mood. And so most of all, nature reminds us that there's still beauty in the world. Even when life is hard, the glimpse of a rainbow, a butterfly, a sunset can bring us joy. That joy is powerful and it gives us hope, especially in these times. So remember, when you go outside, whether it's a forest, a beach, maybe the side of the freeway, okay, nature can help us feel better every day. And so I wonder how you find joy in the earth. I am going to ask you to write or draw about what little or big glimmers of joy you receive from nature. In your seats, you are going to find these baskets of pens and papers, and on them, I'd like you to write or draw about something in the natural world that brings you joy. It could even be something very little, like your houseplants. And if you cannot write or you're not able to write, please ask a neighbor to write or draw for you. And what's going to happen is the ushers are going to collect these papers during the offertory, and they will be made into a mural during the service by our senior high youth group, which I hope will be displayed at our potluck and Earth Day party after the service. And if you don't have time for this, there are some papers and pens in the back, and if you need a little bit more time to draw something, there's a basket there. We'll collect the slips of paper from too. So tell us about the joy that you find in the earth. Let's have some quiet music now while we write or draw for just a minute about how nature brings us joy. Thank you. We can't wait to read these while we're putting the mural together during the service. Remember, you're going to be, if you need a few more minutes, that's fine. These are going to be, the ushers are going to come around during the offertory to pick these up. Thank you. And now if we have any kids in the room, we are going to be going to our classes now, so let's sing you out.
May your minds be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
As we approach the time for our offering, give what you will for the church that has meant so much for you and to you, for the church that has meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to the people you will never know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people. Thanks to all our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. And if you would like to give electronically, you may do so on the Breeze app or online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. And thank you for your generosity.
My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak. Her sap doth run in my veins. Boundless my soul, like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our fate settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
And now please join me in a responsive reading from Lorelei Greenwood Jones. You'll find the words projected behind me. Quick, look about you. The snows of winter are gone, and the earth has awoken once more. The brave small flowers push up from the warming soil. Birds return from their southerly homes. The first buds appear on the trees. Warm air caresses us, filled with the scent of fresh earth and 1,000 blooming flowers. Birth and rebirth, new life from seeming death, the promise of old coming true once again. What was once laid in stillness now bursts forth in riotous activity. Frozen dreams blossom.
Each year, Earth Day reminds us of our interdependence with the larger ecosystem and of the terrible damage humans have done to this one and only place we call home. It also comes shortly after the spring equinox, a time of new beginnings when new life sprouts from the coldness of winter. Just as new life sprouts all around us, so too can we be the planters of new life in our damaged ecosystem, offering the opportunity for possibility where previously there may have been none. This morning, for the second year in a row, we'll be engaging in our Earth Day ceremony that can remind us of our interdependence with the earth and with one another, and offer a beacon of hope when, as the hymn says, hope is hard to find. So, if you read your newsletter, and I know you all did, you were invited to bring soil suitable for planting from your home or garden. Mixing our different soils represents how each of us are needed to tend the earth. In just a moment, I'll ask you to bring up your soil and ritually intermingle it in our communal flower bowl. Please don't only put a small amount in to make sure everyone has the opportunity to add some soil. Now, if you didn't happen to remember to bring some this morning, we do have some soil here at the front. You'll see on each side of the table there are 3 stacks of cups of soil. Please feel free to take these in place, and we'll Use them symbolically as soil from your yard or a favorite place. If you need assistance adding your soil, Pam or I are available to help. So, as Lucas plays some soft music, I invite you forward. Please come up by the side aisles and then back down the middle aisle. And come up and mix your soil together. When you're finished, please return to your seat. I offer a blessing of the soil now with these words from Father Killian McDonnell. Tug at this blessing and you will find it is a thing with roots. This is a blessing that has gone down deep into good soil, into the sacred dark, into the luminous hidden. It has been months since the ground gathered the seed of this blessing into itself, years since the earth unfolded it. Sometimes that's how long a blessing takes. And the fact that this blessing should finally show its first fruits on the day you happen by, well, perhaps we shall simply call the timing of this ripening a mystery and a sweet grace. Take all you want of this blessing. Take every morsel that you need for the path ahead. Let its fruits fall into your hands. Gather them into the basket of your arms. Let this blessing be one place where you are willing to receive in unmeasured portions, to lay aside for a moment the way you ration your delights. Let yourself accept its inexplicable plenitude. Allow it to give itself to sustain you, not simply for yourself, though on this bright day I might be persuaded to think that would be enough, but that you might gather its seeds into yourself, like the ground where the blessing began, and wait with the patience of seasons and of years to bear forth in the fullness of time a stunning harvest, a plenteous feast. So the soil's only one part. That soil's probably not going to give us much in and of itself. Soil alone cannot produce fruit. It needs good seeds to provide the foundation for new life. This is a reminder that we must each renew the seeds we plant in our lives and in our worlds, bearing fruits that can sustain us in the months ahead, offering the promise of plenty for those willing to take on the work of renewal. I want to invite you to think of the seeds that you're planting in your own life this spring. Maybe you want to renew your commitment to social action, or you might want to look for a new job. Perhaps you want to learn a new skill or take up a new hobby. Maybe you're ready to start a new phase in your life, such as a new job or a new relationship, or you just know you're ready to end those that are no longer serving you. Or maybe you just need more time for yourself or with your family. Whatever those seeds you want to plant are, I invite you to name them in your mind. Then, as you feel moved, I invite you, if you wish, to call out a word or a very short phrase that represents the seed or seeds you are planting in your life, or you may choose to leave it unsaid in your heart. Pam and I will now offer the soil, the seeds it needs for life to spring forth. Now, I neglected to say this last year. Pam, they're sunflowers, right? We are planting sunflowers this year, which is a change from last year, because last year's got green but never quite got flowery, except for a couple. So we're planting sunflowers this year. Pam and I will now offer the seeds. May these seeds nourish the soil just as the seeds we plant in our lives nourish our own sustenance. We bless these seeds now with these words from R.H. Swaney. If words are seeds, let flowers grow from your mouth, not weeds. If hearts are gardens, plant from flowers the chest of the ones who exist around you. Now, in the coming weeks, each week during worship service and throughout the summer, up until our ingathering next August, we will be watering our flowers symbolically as part of the service, as we did last year. In this, may we be reminded that the work of planting did not end today, but continues into the year long after this ritual has concluded. We have come here to mingle our soil, the fertilizer of our lives, that new life might soon spring forth and in abundance. May the seeds planted here today sprout forth and in abundance, and may they be constant reminders of the truth of interdependence and the work we do together in this, our one and only home. Blessed be. Will you please join me in our doxology? You'll find the words projected behind me. Now take time to honor the sorrows and joys of this community, knowing that we're all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. Joe Cronky shares a joy and a memory in memory of my beautiful sister Jeanette. She was born in the spring and always loved growing things. And we light a candle this morning to honor all the sorrows and joys which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation in whatever way feels right with these words from the Ute native people of North America. It will be followed by a moment of silence, which will be broken by our responsive hymn, number 398, in the gray hymnal, To See the World. Earth, teach me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring as the mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage as the tree which stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep in the rain. Blessed be.
To see the eternity in an hour.
And this is a reading from Jennifer Pratt Walter. These are the wonders of earth dwellers, how plants harvest sun and remake its heat into food, then is harnessed by the plant eaters and up an infinitesimal wink of sun and earth's boiling core in each warm-blooded cell. Is it not a marvel how us animal people marry oxygen to our red blood cells, how we release CO2 for the plant people, and how we must all return our bodies back one shed of life? How can we not live in unity and awe within the symbiotic choreography of such miracles?
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, the miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. Holy water was rare at best, barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face to say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come to say it's not a sacrament. Tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Last week I talked about my experience rock climbing in the Wichita Mountains. So as you might gather, some of my favorite things to do are in the outdoors, hiking through the forest with my dog. And yes, there are forests around here. I'll tell you where if you don't know. Watching the waves of the ocean crash on the beach. And yes, climbing mountains. There's just something so relaxing about being out in the wild, surrounded by the plants, animals, and minerals that populate our planet. Even if there are other people around, it's easy to feel a part of the scene, like I belong there and always have, a part of this wild and precious planet. I'm not alone. You remember that scene in Back to the Future 3 where Doc Brown is drunk and telling people in 1885 that one day people would walk for fun? And they were laughing at him. Who would walk for fun? That's not so far from the way it was. There was a time when recreation outdoors would have been unheard of because people were connected naturally by sheer need of survival. It's part of why so many indigenous religions are nature-based. The earth was so much a part of people's everyday lives that it was just natural that their spiritual lives would reflect the role the natural world played. It wouldn't even have occurred to them that they weren't a part of it. After all, daily life was a struggle against the ailments and elements that presented and affected them. In modern times, urbanization has often meant alienation from the natural world, and in the last few centuries, the idea of simply going out to nature for its own sake really came to fashion. As John Muir put it, keep close to nature's heart and break clear away once in a while and climb a mountain or spend a week in the woods. Wash your spirit clean. Nature became a way of reconnecting to something primal within people at a time when many were falling out of rhythm with the natural world. It was around this time that the idea of untouched wilderness came into being. There is now a debate, I would be remiss to say, about whether such thing actually exists in the world. But it was novel, since wilderness doesn't exist in a universe where everything is a part of nature. There's some instinct within humans that draws us back to nature. Even when we're alienated from her, there is something within many of us that yearns for a connection to the earth. I believe this is why the pagan and earth-based religions are so popular right now. They offer a perspective of the earth as being central to the lives of humans. Even some religions not traditionally known for being nature-focused have started looking at how they might ground their spirituality more in nature, such as Victoria Lores, whose Church of the Wild has radically suggested that maybe Christians should tear their churches down and do worship in nature. We would have a debate before we did that here, I promise. I personally feel that being in nature reminds me that I'm part of something bigger than myself, that there is more to life than what I'm aware of on a daily basis. When I watch the sunset or sit in the forest or watch the stars, I'm both humbled to realize I'm such a small part of a universe larger and older than myself, and awestruck to know that I'm a part of it. On the side of a rock face, I'm reminded that these rocks weren't created for me to climb, but they're kind enough to support me. It's a way of being reminded of the truth of interconnection. As Micah Mortali put it, although I know there are so many documented benefits of being outdoors, for me it's the experience of connecting with something bigger than my own little self, the way the living earth shows me the ways we're all connected and interdependent. Life on this planet is miraculous. It's more than a bit of a miracle that life exists here by the chance of all the elements happening to line up for our survival. If you had been born on Venus somehow, you would not live there for long. It is not meant for your survival. Nature supports us and holds us up as part of her. As Jennifer Pratt Walter puts it this morning in our second reading, how can we not live in unity and awe within the symbiotic choreography of such miracles? You might think, given this, I'm anti-city, but this couldn't be further from the truth. It's true that many cities ignore nature, or at least put it on the back burner. But I don't believe being an urbanite means you have to abandon the natural world. After all, there's nature all around us. Just ask the guy who put in all of our new HVAC units about all the nature he found in the crawlways. And there are plenty of ways to connect with nature within driving distance of this church when we look for it. Sometimes we just have to open our eyes to what is already there. For instance, when Calvin first moved to town, we took our dog to Arbor Hills Nature Preserve. If you're not familiar, it's a beautiful city park in Plano that makes me forget I'm in the fourth largest metro area in the nation. There is so much around here to explore, so many ways to reconnect with the larger world and remind ourselves that we are a part of it. Nature is calling, and it's up to me to find her. You might remember back in the summer of 2023, the author Amy Martin came and spoke at Horizon. She wrote a book called Wild DFW, which I bought before I even knew she was going to speak here. She says in it, abandon the idea that prime outdoors means majestic mountains, deep canyons, and ocean views. North Texas nature fosters a profound intimacy, best experienced close up, with unfolding layers that invite lingering exploration. Nature is here, not in a distant vista that you admire. It's something to immerse yourself in and to be a part of while it is a part of you. And as a side note, Amy loves to rail against the idea that there is no natural beauty in DFW and will talk to you for hours about it. So here, we talked about joy last week. Here is my homework for you. Find some joy in the natural settings of this area. Hike our area's parks, canoe in the Trinity, swim, paddleboard, and wakeboard. Yes, there is surfing in DFW on Lakes Louisville and Grapevine. Go wildlife spotting in the beautiful nature preserves around here. Whatever you do, find ways to bring nature regularly into your life. It's not just about having fun, although that's important. It's a reminder that even in the concrete jungle, we're still a part of nature, and she's calling us to remember our interconnections. And yes, go and find something outside of DFW every once in a while as well. This is what I hope Earth Day means to each of us. Take joy in nature, because if we are to save her from impending climate disaster, we will need to remind ourselves why she is worth saving. We might just find there our reason for existing. For as Albert Einstein put it, look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. May it be so.
And now the chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. We do this because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. And now I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, hymn number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Our benediction is by Starhawk. Earth Mother, Star Mother, you who are called by 1,000 names, may all remember we are cells in your body and dance together. You are the grain and the loaf that sustains us each day, and as you are patient with our struggles to learn, so shall we be patient with ourselves and each other. We are radiant light and sacred dark, the balance. You are the embrace that heartens and the freedom beyond fear. Within you we are born, we grow, live, and die. You bring us around the circle to rebirth. Within us you dance forever. We take the fire within us and share it with others as we go. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.
Though below me I feel